Well, good morning. It is 5 a.m. and I'm out here by the headlights of the truck to get morning chores done. I'm just gonna feed the pigs. The chickens are good, already done, and then I gotta head off to work. So yesterday when I came home, I didn't grab any footage of it. Maybe I should have, but I didn't because I was in a bit of panic. But the electric netting beside the road was pulled down, and I was like, whoa, what's that all about? It turns out that two of the pins were actually bent over. It looks like something like ran right into the side of it. And I don't know if it was a dog or a truck or whatever. We looked on the security camera, couldn't see anything. But they were like bent over flat. And the sheep were all in the other paddock and it was all good. Nobody got out. But then I went to turn the Energizer off before I went and straightened everything out. And the Energizer was actually off. So this whole time, there hadn't been power there in like 24 hours. Speaking of power, one of these piggies just got yipped. So we got an Energizer in here and that's working very effectively. They're learning exactly what that hot wire will do. So it's now this evening and we had one heck of a windstorm roll through here. And it has done some serious crazy damage to our swing set. So I'm gonna throw in some footage here and you can see exactly what went on there. Wow. So I gotta admit, I'm actually amazed. Like it flipped the lid open on the dumpster, but the chicken tractor, like it never budged at all. That's crazy. I thought the thing would just like take right off. Carmen picked up peaches today. She's gonna get these all canned up. Look forward to that. I love canned peaches. So I came home today and I asked Carmen, I said, can we just have a lazy, like sit on the couch and relax evening tonight? I had a bit of a headache. I just wasn't feeling very good. Anyways, got a little bit of food in me, a couple glasses of water. I'm feeling a lot better. So I'm gonna go over, try and untangle, where's it at? Swing set's over there somewhere. Anyways, I'm gonna go over and untangle the swing set. And the one other thing I did say to Carm too when I got home was like how much I appreciate her, because life sometimes is hard and it would be a heck of a lot harder without her. I tell you, the love of a good woman goes a long way. Power of the wind is absolutely incredible. We had all three of these swings. Well, there was three, now there's only two, because this one, big saucer, is completely discombobulated. And there was chunks all over the yard. You can see the power of the wind actually pulled the threaded bolts and like stripped the bolts and everything. Pulled it completely out. I don't have no idea where the nuts are. So these were tightened on with a 12-inch crescent wrench. And even up here, these threaded chain links, these were loose, and I tightened them in with that same 12-inch crescent wrench, and it was tight. And just from like back and forth with the wind, loosened everything right off, tied it all in a knot, and then dumped it on the ground. So Carmen had put a blue tarp over top of the table saw here. She's been cutting up some wood for some garden boxes, and that tarp is gone. Like I thought, oh, maybe it's in the neighbors, like along the tree line over there. No, like the tarp is gone. So while I was over here looking to see what happened, I saw this plastic. This is the vent cover off of our camper trailer. So, or half of it. The other half is over here, mangled up. So it looks like I'm going to take another trip to Canadian Tire. To add insult to injury, it even had to tip that chair over. Well, as fortune would have it, I found the tarp for the table saw. It's over here. It got hung up on the barbed wire fence. So even though the tarp's probably damaged, there we go. That's a win. Save. So I'm just going to run over to the pig pen, take them a treat for supper. There won't be a video tomorrow, but before we leave tonight, when I go to the chicken house, I'm going to talk a little bit about deep bedding, just so I can leave you with a little nugget for tide you over for a day. All right, so I just got done feeding the pigs and I'm about to take the egg basket here and go get the eggs. I just wanted to share with you this absolutely gorgeous sky we have over the farm right now. Just an absolute beauty. So for all the nonsense that went on earlier with the big storm and losing the tarp and the vents blowing off the trailer, and there it is. There's $1 million worth right there. Look at that view. So this next section on deep bedding, I was gonna film inside the chicken coop, but it's getting later in the evening, obviously, and why would I wanna film inside when I could get this for a beautiful backdrop? Instead of just my ugly mug, you get to look at that, which is absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, so deep litter is a bit of a less conventional method that we use to do a number of different things. So this is where we bed the floor of the chicken coop with pine shavings, and we allow the manure to build up inside the chicken coop. We never clean it out more than once a year, maybe twice a year if we have a really wet spring. But the premise is that they add this manure, and then you use, so the manure is your nitrogen, it's nitrogen heavy, and then you balance that with carbon, which is your pine shavings, to create an environment that's odor free, essentially. And so every once in a while you will pick up a bit of an odor. We chuck in some wood shavings, everything balances out. And what's occurring in the base layer of this is that composting action. So all the manure and the wood shavings, as they meld together and neutralize, they turn into this beautiful, rich humus like compost. It's absolutely gorgeous. And we can use that as a heavy mulch layer in the spring, which continues to break down and then feeds the soil for soil conditioning, which we did some of that actually this spring. With that said, there's a lot of different methods you can use not for deep bedding so much. Deep bedding really needs to be done with wood chips. We first tried it, we were in the other chicken house here, and we tried it with hay, because hay is what was available to us. We found it didn't absorb moisture very well. And then in the winter months, because it didn't absorb moisture, it would just sit there wet and then obviously freeze to the floor, very difficult to manage, and then the odor would obviously build up. So then we tried straw. Straw didn't work very well. So we've gone with wood chips. Wood chips have been absolutely fantastic. Some people will use sand or they'll use boards or cardboard or paper to allow them to remove all the manure and droppings out of the coop, and they just maintain and manage that on an ongoing basis. But I tell you, your garden is missing out big time. If you're ever having to run large amounts of heat lamps, or to keep your chickens warm at night during the winter time, like we live in northern Alberta, so we have a pretty harsh climate for the most part anyways. So it's really beneficial for us to have that good insulating layer on the base of our coop. But to be able to have that and in the spring reap all the benefits back in the garden is totally win-win. Oh, we've had a pretty impressive haul of eggs here this evening. Quite a few. So I'm not sure if that's from all the chicken treats they got today, or if I actually forgot to pick up eggs yesterday. Pretty sure I got eggs yesterday, so this must just be a good haul from today. So they must have had a great day in the chicken village. But we'll take it. I can tell you, there's a cup of tea calling my name, so I'm gonna let you go. As I mentioned, there won't be a video tomorrow, so I hope you have a fantastic day tomorrow as well, and I will see you on Thursday.